we are back at it again with another content creator coming to Japan and causing a scene and disrespecting people of Japan. Within the year 2024, we've gotten Johnny Somali and his crazy takes about Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima and Nagasaki? We're gonna do again.
We've gotten this Chilean lady who is doing pull-ups on torii gates. We also got the guy who snuck inside a Shinkansen without paying for content. Now we have Shafar Delgado, who is a dancing TikTok star. So as you saw from that video, this guy is completely out of his mind, dancing inside a train, especially in Japan. But he does this quite a lot in New York, where he comes from. There's also other videos of doing other crazy stunts in public places in Japan, like this one in Asakusa. Over the past few months, most of my topics are about how cringe content creators in Japan are, and this one definitely takes the cake. However, it seems like there is a pattern because a lot of these content creators, especially Shafar, knows that this works. Shafar is a content creator from New York and he does content similar like this. And honestly, I think his dance moves are pretty cool and I think he's pretty good at dancing, but he has tapped into this rage baiting market where he is able to get more eyes on his videos on behalf of other people's expense. And that's, unfortunately, the landscape of social media nowadays. It's not about spreading positivity. It's about making people so upset to the point where they want to engage with your content. It doesn't matter if it's hateful, if it's racist, all this stuff fuels this guy's content because he's getting more eyes on this than anything he's ever produced before. The whole country of Japan hates him. News outlets talking about him and putting his image online. People on Twitter, people like me, like YouTubers talking about this. This is all beneficial to him. And that is the problem when it comes to talking about content creators that do this, because not only that they get popular, they're also influencing other content creators to come here. Take a step back because it all started out with Logan Paul a few years ago. Logan Paul single-handedly opened the floodgates for all of these content creators to come to Japan and cause a scene because they all want a taste of his success because people know that controversy sells. If you don't remember what Logan Paul did a few years ago, he pretty much bothered a lot of the locals here, threw Pokeballs at them, bothered people from getting their job done. And on top of that, he went inside a very controversial forest to see who was hanging out. Logan Paul, after that event, did apologize, and it seemed like he was kind of laying low for a little bit. But now he's pretty much one of the faces of YouTube. All these apps where we post our content, they do not care whether they make a scene in Japan or not. These content creators are never punished for doing these things, and that's the reason why people will come to Japan and keep making controversial content. Now, obviously, there are content creators who do get in trouble to the point where they get terminated on YouTube and Twitch, but you'll always find a way, especially websites like kick.com, which is a Twitch copy except no terms of service, and Twitter or X, where you can just post anything you want nowadays. And the crazy thing is they get rewarded for posting controversial things. Only reason why Johnny Somali is relevant nowadays is because websites like kick.com and their willingness to keep him on the platform despite all the horrible things he does for the people around him. Content creators nowadays are understanding that if you do these things in Japan, you will become popular. So this might be a bitter pill to swallow. You are also a part of the problem. Most of you guys that clicked on this video, you clicked it because you were upset. You're angry at the fact that there are people outside of Japan coming into the country and destroying your perception of Japan. And your obsession with Japan and its image of Japan and the willingness and extreme lengths that you take to protect that image of Japan is the detriment to all of these issues happening in Japan right now. And I'm sorry to be the guy to say this, but some of you guys are so obsessed about Japan to the point where you become so hateful and racist to these things happening. It always seems like anything that involves Japan has a high level of gatekeepers that don't even live in this country. They just don't want their image of Japan to be ruined. I don't want to blame an individual watching this video because that's not really the point. The point of this video is that social media has hardwired us to have this reactionary mindset whenever these bad things happen in Japan. We're in a weird timeline where views equals money, and we're gonna have more content creators coming to Japan and ruining it for so many other people who are dying to come into this country. What's unfortunate about this situation is that sure, it's all over the internet and people are roasting this guy for doing horrible things in Japan. But we also have to mention that traditional media like TV will be spreading this all over the place. And what this does is it gives a negative perception on foreigners and tourists coming into Japan. We're really heading into a really dark path here because these people want to become famous. And it sucks. It's already hard enough to live as a foreigner in Japan. And these content creators doing these things are making it so much harder for those who want to live in Japan and start a new life. It seems like after the pandemic, people really started to lose their minds. People are more narcissistic than ever, and they don't care. They don't care about other people's feelings. They just want views. They just want the money and to live a non-traditional life, which is being a content creator. I get that grind. I understand why people want to do this, but there's also a line that you cannot cross. And unfortunately, other people's lines are a lot more further than what most people might think. It's kind of sad to say this, but a lot of politicians in Japan are becoming quite radicalized due to these foreigners and tourists and content creators making a fool of themselves in the country. The stance on immigration has gotten a lot worse due to these people doing these things, and it kind of sucks. There's already news articles, YouTubers, Redditors, all these people talking about this guy dancing on the train, and it's just too late for us to stop it. The best thing that we can do is, well, not be involved, not get so angry. What's sad about this whole thing is that a lot of people forget to have real human experiences due to social media. Look at so many people that come to Japan just to take pictures and put it on social media, or to vlog their YouTube channel, or to even stream in the country. A lot of people just don't have these experiences anymore because they're so glued to their screen. My biggest advice for you is to just step away from all of it. And if you do come to Japan in the future, just enjoy it as it is. And for those who are up in arms and obsessive about Japan and trying to protect it no matter what, go touch some grass. So that'll be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a little bit more serious than my usual ones, but I'll be back and doing more fun things in the future. So please subscribe, please comment what you think. And if you like the video, please like it. I'll see you guys around another time. Bye.